Hello and welcome once again to the Forward Compatible Podcast. This is episode 95, part 2. Part 2, part 2, part 2, part 2.
Jay don't
part
dance.
2, part 2, huh?
Jay don't dance.
That's not dancing. That's a little shuffle in the chair.
Cliffy don't surf.
If you've yet to do so, please do pause the video and click out, or check it out later. It really doesn't matter. With episode 1, where we do cover the week's news as well as answer the viewers' burning questions.
You didn't introduce us.
I'm Tony, that's Jason. That's Jason, I'm Tony.
There you go. Just making sure.
But this course is part 2, where we cover Tony's topic of the week. This week I'm going to change it up a little. I actually had a show scheduled that we're going to push back another week or two because, like we had addressed in part 1, Mark wasn't feeling well. Brian had previous obligations.
Fuck you guys!
So it's just me and Jason. So the topics that I had set up required at least 3 or 4 of us to be here to get some different perspectives.
Tony was too scared to do the one that I suggested.
I'm not too scared. I just think people want to be here for that one.
Too scared.
So this would actually
toe-to-toe.
no. This should actually be the best day for me to do it because it'll be one-on-one as opposed to when everybody else is here and it's me versus everybody, where I'll just have 5 people ganging up on me. This is probably the best day for me to do it, but you'll see that one later. So what I decided to do in a last-minute switcheroo, because we really are limited on options, is we're future planning live today. We're going to set up 2 upcoming episodes, and we're going to talk it out live on the air with all of you guys, and this way you guys can leave comments and suggestions so that we get the right shows. Actually, we could do 3. The 2 I had in mind were, of course, we can come up with the Game of the Year topics that we're going to be doing the first or second week of January.
The categories?
When we regularly do it. And another big episode that I had planned with the closing of this current generation was to do the best year of the generation. And I figured we could pull out our phones and kind of compile a list of like maybe the 10 best games of like 06, the 10 best games of 07, and so on and so forth. And that way, when we actually do discuss it, we'll have a basis. You know what I mean? We'll be like, 06 we had this, versus 07 we had this. They kind of cancel each other out. Let's move down the list. So on and so forth. So I figured we could kind of hash it out and prepare for the topics that are upcoming, since it's just...
So what you're saying is, because we couldn't figure out a better topic of the week for this week's show, that all we're going to do is take our normal text message conversations and present them as the topic of the week.
I think it's a stupendous idea, sir. I really do. And the third one, if we want to touch on it slightly, would be, of course, episode 100, because we now are getting really close.
5 weeks.
Well, after this airs, we only have 3 more to talk about it.
Yeah.
We got 4 more. 96, 97, 98, and 99.
So we got 5 weeks. 95.
Well, no.
Plus 5.
This is 5.
Uh-huh.
And episode 100 doesn't count. We can't ask for feedback about what to do on episode 100 on episode 100. 4 more. 4. It's 4.
Yeah. I always like to share little pictures with Tony while we're doing the podcast.
I heard all about that. I didn't really care because I don't like that show too much.
Yeah.
Which one do you want to start with?
Your face.
But honestly.
Let's start with
Want to knock out episode 100 right away?
Yeah, we can do that.
Show.
You better start taking notes. Get a clean page.
All right.
There.
So episode 100.
Hi, Ace.
The biggest thing I want to do, and I think everybody's on board with us with this, is to have callers or viewers call in. Mm-hmm. I think I said this before on the show. My plan will be like, we'll give you guys a window. Mm-hmm. We'll be like, hey, we're recording from noon till 3. You're going to get your call at like 12:30 to 12:50. So hang out by the Skype or your computer at that time specifically, and we'll ring you as soon as you come up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we'll try to have you guys hang out for 15 or 20 minutes a person. Mm-hmm. That show's probably going to be a little long.
Yeah. The right off the bat, So we want to write that down. And I have 3 people in mind who I know are listening to the show that I want to make sure that we definitely call. I'm sure, and I don't want to feel like I'm excluding anybody.
I got like 5.
But
all our regular people.
We got Lykios,
Yeah.
Metro, and Andrew.
Nick Kuntz.
He's
pretty.
And if we can, Mr. Bustos.
Yeah, Gabe.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, because you guys are the most steady.
You always give us the feedback and everything.
Yeah.
And
like we got a lot of viewers that don't say anything ever.
Yeah.
Because the numbers are there and the comments aren't, so it's like.
Unless you guys.
And there's no problem with it. There's plenty of content I take in and never comment.
Yeah, unless it's you 5 guys watching the video 10 times each.
Yeah.
Could be.
So.
Awkward.
Yeah, so I definitely want to make room for all the regulars. First and foremost, if anybody else wants to, we'll make time. If the show goes longer, it goes longer.
Yeah.
I'm okay with episode 100 being a big ass show.
The other thing that I want to try to do for episode 100 is I want to live stream it.
Is there a way to live stream it and record all at the same time?
Yes.
Because people that can't watch it live.
Yes. We'll probably live stream it to Twitch. Because we would fall in that non-video game but talking about video game category, so we'd be allowed to do that. The easiest way to do that with our current setup, since we're going to hash everything out here, is we do our normal recording setup as is, like we have now. Okay? As you see here. Easiest way to work that out would be either bring in a laptop, which Brian could provide, that would have a separate camera, separate audio running off of it, so the live stream wouldn't be as refined as obviously the produced video, but we could do it live. Or option 2 for that is somebody brings their PS4.
Okay.
We have a TV right there. We have everything that we need, and we can run it.
No, because it's limited to just games now.
No, it's not.
Okay.
No, I've looked into it. As long as you're discussing video game content, you are good. You are good.
Okay.
So that is an option, or we could go Ustream. I applied for live recordings via YouTube. I haven't heard back from them yet because you know how YouTube is. So, second thing on that list is I definitely want to get the best of my abilities is some type of live stream going. If worst case scenario, at least for the people who are calling in can see us live. Via Skype or whatever, however we decide to do it. I have a strong enough network to support it with my internet. We shouldn't have any problems, any hiccups or anything. Okay. Should be good on that front.
And another big thing that I think, we can't go too nuts with it, but and I can't guarantee anybody will show. We are friends with everyone who's ever been on the show, and we can put in requests. If they'd like to pop in, but if there's any special guests that you guys would like to see return, even if they haven't been on the show in a while, we could call and ask.
Yeah, we already know pretty much 99% confirmed that Moss will be here. Mm-hmm. Brian, who's basically a part of the show, but he'll be here for that.
I'll see if Matt wants to come.
Sure.
Matt Hayes, he's
I will probably have. He probably won't ever appear on camera, but Angry Andy will probably be here. Mm-hmm. Maybe Adam.
Yeah. So if there's anybody you guys want to see, doesn't hurt for us to toss them a text or a call and be like, hey, the fans actually requested you pop in for episode 100.
Yeah.
So
obviously, we have to stick within our circle of the people who've been on the show that we know that we can reach out to come on.
Mm-hmm. So yeah.
So Caleb, we don't really know him. Can't really get him on the show.
Yeah. Aside from that, I don't know. I think we're going to drop the episode 1 and 2 and just do a big-ass show that week. Unless you really...
It all depends on how long it runs, depending on what the file sizes are and everything.
It's probably smarter to cut it.
Yeah, it might. I might be forced to, depending on... Because the way that stuff works is when we run audio, I have a certain audio limit that I'm allowed to upload. And if we exceed that, then it won't upload the audio, so I have to diminish the audio quality to get a smaller file size. The bigger the file, the more complications we have uploading to YouTube and things like that. So it may just be one. I mean, it all depends on.
We might record it all at once, but you'll just break it into 2 or 3 parts just to make it easier for the
exactly.
uploads.
You know, it's not going to be like, oh, and this is episode 2. It'd be like, welcome back kind of deal. You know,
Okay.
All depends on the file size. Because, for instance, one video, the video that we just shot, is 8 gigs. That's a lot. You know, for a video. It's 8 gigs worth of video content because we film, even though the picture never quite comes out perfect, we film in HD. We film in 720. So.
Because I think, like, the normal show is going to get disrupted quite a bit. I mean, obviously, we'll open the show joking around, having a good time. It'll be episode 100. It's going to be a party. And we'll do our round table and we'll do the news. Yeah. That's a big deal. But, Gmail for the week is senseless.
Mm-hmm. If we're going to have everybody
because everybody's just going
to ask
call
questions. Yeah.
Yeah, you could just shoot. You could do many things when you could ask us whatever you want.
You want to call us all bastards live on the air? Go ahead.
You could just hang out with us for a little bit and join in whatever we're talking about.
You want to yell at me because I still haven't made it to the post office
to mail out like all the shit.
3 months later.
Yeah.
That's
you
fine.
could yell at them.
Hey, you know what? I'm busy making the videos.
Yeah. You could do whatever you want. We're more or less going to turn the time over to you guys and have you. If you want to ask 20 questions, go ahead. Yeah. If you want to talk about something totally off subject, that's fine too. It's going to be your guys' time to be part of the show. So,
I think those are the 3 big points that we're trying to hit for episode 100. I may have 1 or 2 little things that we don't necessarily want to talk about live on the air just right now. Things that we're going to try to work out and see what we can do. You know, we may announce something that just came up today.
Sneaky.
During episode 100, and you already kind of know.
I know exactly what you're talking about. So, though I'll have a few surprises up my sleeve personally, and Jason's probably got a few too. So, all right, that'll be episode 100. I think that's a great foundation, and then we'll kind of fill in the blanks as we go. So the second thing we wanted to talk about was Game of the Year.
Yeah, because
I think the last one will be the big meat and potatoes, us like actually Googling on phones, or maybe that will make for a good thing, and we'll just kind of go off the top of our heads for right now. Okay.
So basically, we're gonna decide our categories for Game of the Year here
today.
Now. Which if you guys still have suggestions or anything, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, that's the whole point of us doing this. Is if you guys are like, oh, you totally forgot that, you can get it to us before we do the Game of the Year. Now, like we've done for the last 2 years, Game of the Year waits till January, and I do that for a few reasons. First of which is late games. Like Game of the Year is starting to be discussed at many of the major outlets already, and I don't think that's fair because
Spike video game, they don't call them VGAs anymore, VGX or whatever it is. It's like in a week.
You don't know yet. There's not a ton coming out, but you got those like indie hits like you don't know what game might be the next Journey or the next Gone Home or something like that.
Or the next Minecraft.
Yeah, you have to wait until the calendar year is over. A game can still launch December 29th and be in competition. Like that's unfair that you do it with like 2 or 3 weeks left to go in the year. Yeah, there's not much coming out. Yeah, I doubt anything that will be released, indie or otherwise, in the last 2 or 3 weeks will be Game of the Year. But you have to give it a chance. The second reason I do it is for the ability to finish off stuff. Like I said in part 1, it's December 1st. I just started Zelda on my 3DS. I just started it. How can I know anything about it without a couple weeks to play it? We can't record right now Game of the Year. You just can't. You know what I mean? You have to give all of us time to play everything.
Yeah.
You know, we got lives outside video gaming. We can't just sit there and dedicate 24 hours a day to gaming to knock everything out. We need time.
Yeah.
So like I always think it's smarter to wait a week or 2 into January. And the third major reason is to let stuff settle in. Because
here's another prime example. Like, maybe I'm going to get a new video game console for Christmas. Sure, I mean, January's still cutting close, but it at least gives me some time to
throw some stuff in there.
and try it out and stuff like that. So
the third reason I do it is to give stuff time to settle in. Like if you're talking about a game that released in March, like Tomb Raider, I've had plenty of time to let that settle in, and it's got its place in the totem pole of my personal game of the year. But stuff that just came out, like Gran Turismo, comes out next week.
Yeah.
I know that's not on anybody else's radar, but it's definitely on mine. And even if I tear through it for a week and get a feel for it, I don't want to judge it the next day because something that's fresher in your mind will overtake something that may have been a few months out. So you want like everything to settle and to think and pick apart what you liked and pick apart what you don't. So I don't know. I think it's just better to wait till January, and that's when we've been doing them the last 2 years anyway. So it's kind of our thing. We just wait till January.
Yeah.
So that explains that. If anybody's looking forward to that in the next week or two, it's simply not coming. That's a month.
Yeah.
That's a month away. Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. That's a month away.
Like almost exactly a month away.
This year's different because like.
So it's probably going to be Game of the Year, and then episode 100. Game of the Year is probably going to be 99. If you think about it then, right? Is that how that works?
Huh?
Game of the Year will be episode 99, won't it?
No, it'll be 101.
Well, okay.
I think. Because 100 is like January 4th or 5th.
Let's
Look it up real quick.
Let's look.
Yeah.
That's
there's gonna be a lot of pauses and empty air this episode because we're gonna be Googling shit and like
so let's see.
That's the whole point of this episode.
So this is 95. The 8th is 96. The 15th is 97. 22nd is
98.
98. 29th is 99. So there's a five. There's five.
So January whatever.
Well, here I'll look. January 5th will be 100.
100. So it'll be
January 12th will be.
It would have been the 5th had it not been for episode 100.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to have two major things like a lot of people might be like, oh, just make episode 100 Game of the Year. Like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
There's like, I want episode 100 to stand on its own feet.
Yeah, and I mean, technically part 1 could be the celebration, part 2 could be Game of the Year, but that's a little too...
Just like, why? Just give it its own show. Like, wait one extra week. It's not that big of a deal.
Because, I mean, even if we went the 29th, episode 99 is Game of the Year, which is technically the last week in December, it's by 2 days. But still, Christmas was less than a week away. If anybody gets anything, you know what I mean? So there's...
It doesn't give you time to finish stuff off.
As to where this gives an extra week to finish stuff off.
Now, this is going to be interesting because, like, I don't know if you guys are in agreeal or not, but, like, I think we overdid some categories in the past, and there's new categories that should be replacing some of the dumber ones. Like, do we really need a mobile Game of the Year? Not mobile as in handheld like Vita 3DS. Like a cell phone game.
I think, generally speaking, well, let's start at the top. Obviously, there's going to be
game of the motherfucking year.
Yeah. Okay.
That's number one.
All right.
How many categories do we want?
Well, 10. That's what we'll go down, and then we'll make our list, and then see if there's any that we can eliminate off of it. Okay. So we know number 1, Game of the Year. That's the last category. Okay. We'll work backwards. I think next should be.
Sorry. It's okay.
I think we need to have with literally 5 consoles, 2 handhelds, not including mobile. We need to have multi-platform of the year.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's theoretically a Battlefield, a Batman. Something could fit into there.
Okay. Multi-platform.
Mm-hmm. Then you would have, instead of going, and we can go either way with it. We can go PS3, PS4 Game of the Year, Xbox One, Xbox 360 Game of the Year, or we can go Xbox Game of the Year, Sony or PlayStation Game of the Year.
Another option would be for this year and this year only because of how late they released and how few games are on it. We could just have next gen game because there's really only 2 PS4 titles.
I see what you're saying.
And
I thought
3
you were gonna
Xbox
say, I thought you were
titles.
going to say not count the next gen for this one. I'm like,
No.
You're eliminating some heavy hitters.
By next year,
Yeah.
Xbox One should have its own section, as should PS4.
Okay, so then, all right, next gen.
What do you think?
Yeah,
I don't know.
No, I agree.
Because there's really only, like I said, there's 3 Xbox One games and 2 PS4 games?
You're right. Next gen of the year. Next gen game of the year.
By next year, we'll split it up.
Which could... now, are we including Wii U into that?
We can. That adds 3 games.
Okay. So that'll be X1,
I know there's
PS4,
been 10
Wii
games,
U.
but when you really put them in comparison for Game of the Year type talk.
Yeah. All right, so we'll do that.
We can. I don't know. We'll figure that out.
Yeah. Then we obviously
We'll see what we do with Nintendo still.
We'll have PS3 Game of the Year, Xbox Game of the Year, 360 Game of the Year. Those are obvious. Well, now we can come to Nintendo. The Wii U's been out for a year.
Over here. November of last year.
Considering that, I think that should stand on its own then.
Okay, let's do the Wii U then.
Mm-hmm. Now here comes the interesting. What are we up to now? We got 5?
We go. Game of the Year, multi-platform, next-gen Game of the Year, PS3, Xbox, Wii U.
So I'm 6. Okay. I say we go for... I agree that mobile shouldn't stand on its own, but I also think that there are some mobile titles that can stand up to handheld games.
Okay.
You may disagree, but I'm thinking we combined them into one.
I don't know. Maybe last year that could have
Portable
worked.
Game of the Year.
That's going to be hard because the 3DS has such an extensive library, as does the Vita. I don't know if... We might have to, though. If we want to keep it to 10 categories, I don't know if we'll have an option.
I say, I understand they have enough to stand on their own, but because I want some fun ones in there, too. I mean, these are pretty black and white.
So what do you want to call it? Handheld of the year?
Portable of the year. Because that kind of sums up, because that'll include phones, tablets.
Vita and 3DS.
Exactly.
Okay.
I like that one.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll bring us up to 7 then.
Mm-hmm.
So then if you want to do one more,
traditional, if you will.
and then maybe 2 goofier ones, and we'll see how that feels.
Can you think of one more traditional one? I can't. I mean, we've got...
Well, it depends on what we're considering. Well, I guess we have all our bases covered because we have multi-plat, PS3, and Xbox. Because I was going to say exclusive of the year. But shouldn't that kind of... But not really, because then...
And where does PC fall on that list?
Indie Game of the Year.
That should be its own.
No, we're gonna combine that. It's gonna be called Indie and... What should we call that? Like smaller game?
Indie Arcade.
Indie Arcade.
Indie Arcade.
And that's 8.
Yeah, we may change the name if we think of something more creative.
Or if you guys have better ideas. This is changeable. That's why we're doing it so early. So,
Mm-hmm. But
Indie Arcade.
now, where do we want PC to fall into that? Should they have their own? If Mark was here, he'd argue for it.
I think it needs to, but
Okay.
it really doesn't need to because, yeah, you kind of have to.
All right, so give PC its own. So we've got our base, our vanilla bases covered, right? So now, how many we got? 9.
Have we died?
I
think this is exactly what we did last year, except for we knocked out mobile.
Mm-hmm. Well, here we go. Here's category number 10. This is what I had in mind. The what the fuck of the year. We can build on it, okay? But it's like the fucked up thing of the year.
Okay.
It's gotta be, obviously game related. It could be something from a story. It could be a fucking glitch. Whatever the case may be. But like the what the fuck of the year.
I also would mind... We could go over 10, I suppose, because some could be quicker. Here, we could do the what the fuck.
Mm-hmm. I like that one.
I also wouldn't mind doing something along the lines of, the surprise of the year. Like the game that nobody talked about, nobody gave a shit about, that came out of nowhere and you were like, wow. Because I know last year I think we had something similar to that, and I talked up Saw, even though it wasn't from last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I was blown away with that game. And I don't know, something like...
I get what you're. I'm just trying to think of what we can.
Well, for now, we could come up with cooler naming.
Yeah.
Here, surprise. Let's just come up with like 15 and we'll try to narrow it down then.
Okay. Well, I mean, like, realistically, like, I mean, some of them are going to be quick.
I know. Some of them are...
Handheld. Going to be quick.
I don't think so. I know mine. Well, I know mine, but... Yeah.
But see, now, for specifically for, like, handheld, then do we exclude... just as an example, even though it was last year, like The Walking Dead, like a game that is the same game on all systems.
Yeah, but that's last year's game.
Yeah.
It's got to be something released in 13.
Mm-hmm. All right. What else do we want on there? If we get enough submissions, this one can be yes or no. If we get enough submissions, it'd be an easy one. But listener's choice.
I like that. Listener's choice, yes.
Mm-hmm. So we can throw it out there to you guys now. You've got 5 weeks. We got 5 weeks until Game of the Year. For you guys to submit to, and we'll remind you every week, for you guys to submit in the comments on YouTube what you pick as your number one game for the year. We will compile a list. We're not going to give you anything that you want. Whichever game gets the most. If we have a tie, we'll mention both of them, but we'll do that.
I agree.
So we're up to 12, right?
Well, we don't have to get to 15. I'm running out of ideas here. I mean, you could spread these out. Like we said, we could do mobile, cell phone tablet one, 3DS one, Vita one.
I like having them all in one. It stiffens the competition on those a little bit more. It's going to make for better conversation. All right, I say we go 13.
Okay.
Because that, it's number 13. So we need one more good category.
It's like I was saying, we could do exclusive of the year, because then if you take if you take like the Wii U's best title, which will probably be like Mario,
okay,
the new one, and you take just example's sake, and you take Xbox's best, which is whatever, and you take Sony's best, shouldn't there be a way to? Or do you think that's double dipping too much?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's why we have, even though we're combining PS4 and Xbox One together, but then like 360, PS3, and Wii U all have their own. That's kind of where their exclusives should fall, in my opinion. That's what the purpose of having those separate from multi-platform is.
I think we're good.
Number 13, multiplayer of the year.
It's a good one.
There we go.
That brings up story of the year, though, too.
Well, story. See, now story. That's the thing for me. Story should fall into your, like, I know we overall encompass game of the year, but what if the game absolutely sucked, but you had fun with the multiplayer?
What if the multiplayer was awful and you had fun with the story?
Do you really want to do? I mean, if you want to, we can do a story of the year.
It's all right. Let's stick with this. We'll see what they think, because maybe they'll come up with another one or two.
Okay. Just jot it down. I mean, you could put like a little asterisk next to it.
All right.
I would go so far as the multiplayer, call it the multiplayer experience of the year.
All right. I like this so far.
That category would probably be called MPX.
MPX.
Multiplayer experience.
I like it. All right.
So if you guys think that we're missing anything important, I think we just hashed out a decent list there. Here's the other thing about Game of the Year that I want to discuss before you jump into anything else. How are we going to do it? Are we all going to agree on a single game? Like via voting? How do we want to present Game of the Year? Because now if we have, let's just say Brian and Moss show up for Game of the Year, then we've got 5 people doing 15 categories.
I like that for a majority of these, everyone gets their say.
Okay.
Like, what's your PS3 game of the year? What's Mark's PS3 game of the year? Mine. The only one that I think we should incorporate what you're saying is the forward compatible game of the year. Where we have to...
So the game...
Where we have to hash it out. Because, example's sake. Okay, say Moss picks Zelda, Mark picks Grand Theft Auto,
You pick Last of Us.
And then
Tomb Raider.
and then you two pick Batman. Okay? Batman doesn't automatically win.
Mm-hmm.
It would have to...
It's a jury.
No, because now you two would, like... I'm explaining this wrong, but you two would get a pass now because it had more than a vote.
Yeah.
And now you'd have to... Either the three other people would have to gang up and pick something else, or you have to convince one of them that Batman is... like.
Well, I know what you mean.
Yeah, like little by little we'll dribble off everybody's pick.
So for Game of the Year, it has to be a majority vote.
Yeah.
Okay, so just put a little, make a little note on that, so that we don't forget that.
Okay.
It's gonna. And now, are we gonna do that live, or
are
we gonna
talk it out?
Okay. We'll probably pre-discuss beforehand, so we kind of know what we're going into for that. I think just a little bit. You know what I mean? Okay. At least tell everybody what we're picking. But amongst us. What are you looking at?
2006.
All right.
What do you think we should do? Do you think we should... Okay, because, like, some years, like 2006 and 2007, might be hard. No, 2007, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. There's a ton of good games that came out in 2007. 2006, and maybe another year that I'm not thinking of, may be difficult to come up with 10 titles for comparison's sake.
Okay.
But I think overall 10's probably the best idea because like 07 was real strong, 09 was real strong.
Now, are we doing
11, 12 and 13 were sick.
Well, let's hash this out here. For year of the generation or whatever we're calling it, okay? Are we picking 10 games from each year to talk about, or are we're picking the year that we want, that we felt was the best year?
We're doing both. Okay. We're picking the year that we felt was the best year.
Okay.
The only reason I was saying we come up with a list, maybe we don't even have to, is to have a basis. So when we're actually discussing the game of the generation, when somebody brings up 06, it's like, here's the best 10 titles that came out. Not so much like...
This, really quick, before we jump ahead, back to the game of the years. Here's one other category we may want to include. It's going to be a big one, okay? But we can only do it once every almost 10 years. Game of the generation. Where even though it may have won Game of the Year the year before, we all collectively, and it can fall under the same guidelines as Game of the Year that we're using, but we have to pick our top game of the last generation.
Just knocking everything over at this point.
How do you feel about that one? I think that would be, because it's like when you watch the MTV Music Video Awards, they give away the Lifetime Achievement Award or whatever. Yeah. Ours would be Game of the, and it would have to be from, the past, however long the generation was.
Yeah.
Because we can't do that every year.
No, that's a once in a great.
But exactly, we have a prime opportunity to do it this year. I mean, shit, that's if we're around in 10 years, So it may be a one-off for us, but I like that one.
Yeah. I like it too, sir. Okay, wow, this is going to be rough. 2006 is, it's hazy at best.
Okay, so
a lot of these.
That's the launch year. Eliminate the launch year. Nothing good, nothing really like...
I could come up with like 5 good games from what I'm reading on this list that... you got to take into account the time. That's what makes this tricky. Like, you do have, like, Dead Rising. You do have, like... See, but you're looking back after playing Dead Rising 2 and playing Dead Rising 3. You have to put yourself in 2006.
No, I know. I hated Dead Rising 1.
You had, like, the original Fear. You had, like, Condemned. You had, like...
Okay. Why don't we, instead of doing 10, hear me out on this, right? On average, I would say, and I know it's sped up now, but a good game came out every other month. So why don't we do 6?
Okay. So you want to do top 6 per year. Just as like a...
Mm-hmm.
See, I think that's going to be too hard to do, though.
You think so? With 3 different consoles?
See, the problem is we're handcuffing ourselves because of 2006. 2007, I can name 20 excellent titles, and I can do that through 2003 off the top of my head.
Let's make the exception of 06, because that's a launch year. Everybody understands how launch years work.
All right, let's
just list out the years.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So let's do 06, 07, and 08. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we'll do 9, 10, and 11 over here. Okay, we could come back to 6 if you want. I mean, I could do a couple. Like we had, Twilight Princess was 06, right?
Was it?
Yeah. You got, I think Condemned was excellent for the time. What were some launch titles?
See, I didn't jump on at launch except for my Wii, and all I bought was Twilight Princess and what was that? Red.
The fuck you talking about?
That game where you had a sword and a gun on the Wii.
Call of Duty 3?
No, a sword and a gun.
No, I'm just listing games, dude. We had Resistance. That was a big one.
Now, are we counting games that would have appeared on original Xbox and PS2? And possibly GameCube? Because Twilight Princess would fall into that category.
No, we'll count that as Wii.
Okay. Well, then I would say Need for Speed Most Wanted, the original Most Wanted. There was Perfect Dark.
Yeah, that was decent for what it was.
For a launch game. Cameo wasn't bad either.
Okay. I didn't play that one. I don't remember. Ooh, Half-Life 2.
Okay.
New Super Mario Brothers came out that year.
Which year are you looking at?
06.
Okay.
Get a handheld in there. This is going to be the hardest one. Maybe Gra? Or, no, New Vegas probably, right?
Are they the same year?
I don't know. Or was that... I'm guessing here, dude.
Mm.
Kingdom Hearts.
It's a hard one.
Ugh.
You better put that on there.
What, for Mark?
No, I'm realistic. I mean, it was...
Kingdom Hearts 2.
A huge game.
Alright, Kingdom Hearts 2. And... Yeah, Gra. I mean, that was the game that kind of kicked off multiplayer for this gen.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of had a big impact.
I mean, we can always... we've got a little bit of time. If we find something that we can switch, we can switch
this is like a basis. I don't really think... I mean, 06 is going to get pummeled.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really think it matters. I think it matters more like in the middle of the gen when all the games...
Yeah.
Like 09, 10,
08,
11.
09, yeah.
Those are the ones
that Gears 2, Uncharted 2, when all... Because they,
Yeah, those are going to pummel like
the Halos, the
shit,
God of Wars, Twisted Metals, the, Borderlands, Batman.
Yeah, that's going to fuck some shit up. Okay, let's move on to 07. And if you guys have any we're missing, because I'm reading them off out loud.
All right, so why don't you review for them? What do we got for 07?
I got Twilight Princess, COD 3, Resistance, Need for Speed Most Wanted, Perfect Dark, Cameo, Half-Life 2, New Super Mario Brothers, Kingdom Hearts 2, and Gra. So, I actually think that's probably a good list of 2006, now that I think back. All right.
There might be one or two that are slipping between the cracks, but I can't think of it.
All right, 07.
Because now Wii Sports was a launch game.
Yeah. Was that 07?
It was 06.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's already one we forgot. I mean, like, God of War 2 came out that year, but, like, I don't want to count old...
Yeah, I mean, that was a PlayStation 2 game.
Yeah. Well, it still came out after the PS3 launched.
Yeah, but we're going to stick with...
Yeah, new gen.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of this.
Yeah.
Some of these are good, but, I don't know. Like, Crackdown might have a place on this one.
For 07?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. I don't know. Let me see what else came out this year. Oh. as an expansion.
What?
For Shivering Isles for Elder Scrolls.
Mm.
Super Mario came out that year.
When did Oblivion come out?
It's like 05, I think.
Oh, it was a 360 game.
Yeah, it was 05. The 360 launched in 05.
Yeah, okay.
But it was only out for like a month. Forza 2.
What did Forza 1 like? Was that 05?
No, it was an original Xbox game.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't I remember that?
MLB The Show came out that year. That's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
I don't know. We can leave that for now. Resident Evil 4. Why doesn't that sound right? I thought it was older than that.
For what?
Resident Evil 4.
What year?
07.
Elder Scrolls was, just to clarify, was 06.
Maybe we should have that. Elder Scrolls. That'll be a thing. Okay.
Which one? Resident Evil for what system?
4. Ooh, Bioshock. The original. That's right.
You mean the last good one?
Hey, watch your mouth.
Alright, I'm looking up Resident Evil 4 to see.
Halo 3 has to be on there. Was a big one.
Oh, what the fuck, man? Tell me the release date. I don't
Project
care.
Gotham Racing. Ooh, the orange box. Holy hell.
Okay, January 05 for GameCube. 05 for PlayStation 2. 07 for Windows. 2007 for the Wii was Resident Evil 4.
So what do you want to call that? Not applicable?
I don't know. Because, I mean, technically Twilight Princess came out on 2 platforms, too. GameCube and Wii. You can put it on there for now. If we find something better, we can cross it off.
Which one is that?
Resident Evil 4?
Well, I'm already almost done.
Okay.
And I doubt you'll fight any of these. I got Forza, Bioshock, Halo 3, the Orange Box, Call of Duty 4, Super Mario Galaxy. These were huge.
Okay. I agree so far.
I threw one game in there that I don't know if you guys would agree with, and that's Ratchet and Clank Tools of Destruction.
It's a PS2 game, no?
No. It's the first one on the PS3. It's the first one that looked like a Pixar game on your TV.
Maybe.
All right, well, we can knock that one out if you don't want to.
There might be something that would knock it out itself.
Assassin's Creed's pretty big. It's when it came out. I mean,
Yeah. It's the start of the franchise.
Then we got Uncharted.
Uh-huh.
Uncharted 1. We're already at 9. I mean, I'm not even at the end of the year yet. Mass Effect. You know those fucks are going to fight for that. That's 10.
Those fucks are going to fight for that.
That's 10.
Okay. Keep going. See if you can bump Ratchet and Clank off there.
No, but you could look. You could see if there's something better. That could be the kicker or whatever. Let me check back again. I don't know.
Okay.
The only other one that I saw would be Resident Evil then.
Mm.
I mean, you had like Lost Planet, like.
Like if there was a Gears, I would say definitely, but like.
Raw 2.
No. Really? It was just a year after?
A couple Pokemons, but I don't really care.
Ooh, I know you don't care, but those are fucking powerhouses.
Yeah, but like Battle Revolution, like was that a big Pokemon?
If you're talking like Ruby or Sapphire or Black or what, like a traditional Pokemon, then yes. But not one of like the generic spin-offs. No.
Dirt was kind of big.
Not in the scope of like a Burnout or a Gran Turismo, Need for Speed, Forza.
It's a couple Ace Combats, Painkiller, like.
Painkiller.
God, game sucks. I think that's it, dude.
Nah, all right, we're good for that now. Because 08...
Kane and Lynch.
I don't see it beating out any of the other ones that you mentioned. I mean, it was solid, but...
These are just to represent the year.
Yeah.
To give people a fresher, to put them, like, back in the mindset of.
So Uncharted was 7?
These are chronologically.
No,
it
that's what
starts me in January.
So Uncharted was 07?
It was in November. So by the time I got to Uncharted, it was already in November. I don't have them numbered.
Mm-hmm.
These aren't listed. They're
No, I get
like
that.
Forza got released in January.
I get
That's
that.
why it started up
I
here.
get that.
Yeah.
No, but that's what I was asking because I believe Gears is in 08.
Oh, you meant 07, not number 7. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I corrected myself, but you weren't listening.
No, I don't listen.
Tony
when you
doesn't
talk.
listen.
I don't listen when you talk. Okay, 2008. Oh, 2007 recap. Forza, so if any of these got to get bumped for something you guys can think of, let us know. Forza 2, Bioshock, Halo 3, The Orange Box, Ratchet and Clank Tools of Destruction, Call of Duty 4, Super Mario Galaxy, Assassin's Creed, Uncharted Drake's Fortune, and Mass Effect. That was a big fucking year.
Yeah.
Wow. And then you look back at 2006 and you're kind of like, ugh.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, who cares?
That's why next year is going to be amazing.
Yeah. You're going to look back at this year and be like, wow.
Rise? That game did deserve a 7.
Looking back, yeah, they probably scored that game correctly. All right. We're on to 2008.
Mm-hmm.
Burnout Paradise, wasn't that a big one?
Oh, fuck yes. That game lived on. The last DLC for that came out, I want to say, last year or the year before.
When was, like, that crap that I never got into, but it, like, swept the world, like Rock Band and Guitar Hero? Those are coming up, aren't they?
I think so.
Like, I don't think we should, like, include, like, the Aerosmith edition, but, like, the first Rock Band and the first Guitar Hero, like, swept.
Well, Guitar Hero was PS2.
World.
Guitar Hero was PS2. It started on.
Okay, we got Super Smash Brothers.
Or, if Adam's listening, Super Smash Brawls. That's what he called it.
The Brawls.
No, Super Smash Brawls is what he would call the game.
Ugh.
Mario Kart that year?
Ugh. I'm still, like, in March, dude. Ugh. These games are bad.
Barbie Horse Adventures.
Ugh.
What?
These are bad. 2008 doesn't look too good unless it gets better. Well, I'm only in April, so...
Okay, no, it's going to get better.
Jeez. This is just a barrel of shit. Oh, Metal Gear 4.
Yeah.
Okay. Rock Band on the Wii.
On the Wii?
Is that not what it says?
I didn't look.
It says April 22nd. What month am I in? June 22nd.
Let me look at when Rock Band actually.
Battlefield Bad Company.
Yes.
Bad Company.
Let's see. Rock Band Wikipedia. Oh, okay. Rock Band's going on that list. It's
08?
Oh, wait. North America 2007, Xbox 360. Rock Band's 07.
Okay, so would you want to knock out Ratchet and Clank?
You kind of have to for Rock. Honestly, for Rock Band, you'd have to.
Early half of this year's pretty bad.
Yeah. Did you get to September yet?
Yeah, I just got to September.
Okay. Come on, powerhouses. Where are you at?
Silent Hill.
No.
Dead Space.
Okay. So we got 3, right?
No, we're on 5. We got Burnout, Super Smash Brothers Brawl, Metal Gear 4, Bad Company, and Dead Space.
Okay.
Rock Band 2, Bully.
Rock Band 2 was the following year?
Fable 2, that was big.
No, see, Bully was a port up from a PS2 game. Fable 2, yes.
Guitar Hero World Tour, was that the big one? Fallout 3.
Yeah, no, Guitar Hero World Tour was not that was like that was the turning point. That was jumping the shark.
You think Little Big Planet deserves a spot on there? It was pretty revolutionary, no?
What are we up to?
7.
Yeah.
We are running out of months, so that would make 8. Little Big Planet. We'll see if something knocks it out. Gears of War 2. Where the hell's Gears of War 1?
Oh, look.
Was that 06?
Okay. Let me look. Looking right now. November 7th, 2006. Gears of War.
Good. Let's knock something off the 2000. We'll get to that momentarily. So Gears of War 2.
Mm-hmm.
Left 4 Dead.
Yes.
Make sure anything that we didn't screw something up here. Loco Seiko Conjure. Patapon was good. Prince of Persia. Prey. That's about it.
Yeah.
Those are the good ones.
All right, so go back
to
to 06.
2008's Burnout Paradise, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, Metal Gear 4, Bad Company, Dead Space, Fable 2, Fallout 3, Little Big Planet, Gears of War 2, and Left 4 Dead. That is a sick year.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. 08. It took some time. But 08 was, I remember 08 being a good year.
All right, just anything can get knocked off this list for fucking 06.
You got Ghost Recon on there, don't you?
No, I think the shittiest game on here is Cameo, but that's up to you.
Take it off. Gears. 06 isn't winning. The launch year is not winning.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Like Resistance, Gears, Half-Life 2. Like there were some good games,
Yeah,
but you know, let's do 2009. Isn't this turning out to be a decent show? You were kind of worried about it. Fuck you.
Would have been better if we would have went my idea, but Tony's scared.
I'm not scared. 2009.
Barbie Horse Adventure.
We're gonna have to switch to your phone soon. I'm getting screamed at for a blow battery. Mirror's Edge. Ugh. Everybody loves that game though. Ugh. Flower. That was huge.
Okay. Yeah, because that was like one of the breakout indie.
It's the game that kicked off PSN. Like, that made it have a reputation.
Okay.
Ugh.
What?
Ugh. You had Halo Wars and Killzone 2. Those could be those bubble games that if we need filler.
Yeah.
But I expect them to both get kicked. I just don't want to scroll back up and be like, what was those other ones? Ugh. 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 Resident Evil 5.
Hey. Resident Evil 5 belongs on that list. What?
We'll see.
No. You write it down. You write it down now.
Ugh. So bad.
You seeing a trend here?
Ooh, Killing Floor came out. Prototype.
Infamous.
Well, we didn't get there yet, sir.
It's like 2 weeks later.
Infamous was Odai?
Yeah. They launched the same year. I remember that. Because I was at Village Crossing, and we had the cabinets like you have, and Infamous was on one cabinet, and Prototype was on the other.
You had the Metroid Prime trilogy.
Prime Trilogy, which just got re-released for this past Black Friday, which I believe somebody said they picked it up on our Facebook.
Arkham Asylum.
Oh, yes. Yes. Right there. That's how old that poster is. That poster's 5 fucking years old?
Apparently, sir.
Look at it. Just look at it.
Look at it.
No safe haven. Only asylum.
ODST came out that year. Do you like that ODST? You're crazy, sir. You're
Worst
crazy.
in the franchise.
You're fucking nuts, man.
Worst in the franchise.
That's where they introduced fucking Firefight. You cray.
Firefight. A knockoff of Horde mode.
Uncharted 2.
Ugh.
Shut the fuck up. Borderlands.
Most definitely. Who? Apparently I was calling my girlfriend. Soda! I just leave and don't come back.
Didn't we miss Grand Theft Auto 4 at some point?
I don't know, did we? Game's so bad though. I'll look it up. What website are you using as a reference?
Wikipedia.
Okay.
Left 4 Dead 2.
Yeah, I remember people were bitching about that because it hasn't even been a year. 2008 is Grand Theft Auto.
4?
Yeah.
Shit.
Told you, 08 was a choice
We're
year.
gonna have to figure that one out too. I'm just gonna throw Killzone because I got to the end of this. And
Okay.
Killzone was better than Halo Wars in my opinion.
Ugh.
It's not a bad year, man. Flower,
It's
Infamous,
no-
Arkham Asylum, Uncharted 2, Borderlands, Killzone. That was a serious year, man.
08 though. Look at that.
I think I like 07 better personally so far. No, because that's part of it, but there's a lot. No, because then I would just give it to 09 because of Uncharted 2. Like
You're thinking about it already.
No, 07's a better year, I think, so far. We'll discuss this
All
on the
right,
show.
so we're on
10.
10?
All right. This was a big one. I remember. At 11. 11 was sick. All right, game releases. This is so convenient because it just lets you click over to the next year.
Does it?
Yeah, it's fucking great. I'm glad I found this. Okay, we had Dark Side or just... It was cool, but I don't know.
No.
We could throw it on there if you want.
I don't think it was game-changing, revolutionary.
Threw Mass Effect 2 on for the Jokers.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Bioshock 2. The game was sick.
Ew.
The game was sick.
Ew.
You crazy. Dude.
Ew.
Fucking crazy.
Ew. Worst of the franchise.
You cray Heavy Rain. Jason! Jason!
Ugh. Garbage.
Your face is garbage. Bad Company 2, hell yeah. Sick. This is a good year. This was a good year. I'm passing a lot of good games already. Ass Creed 2. That shit was sick. I know you don't like it, but you're nuts. It's the last good one they made. Don't listen to Mark.
I don't like getting lost in the fucking desert.
Brotherhood sucked. Don't listen to Mark. God of War 3. Dragon Age came out that year. That was a big one too, but Mega Man 10 came out.
Yeah, but to be fair, Mega Man 10 should have been out like years before.
3D dot Game Heroes.
Cool, but not like...
Alan Wake.
Yeah, fuck you, Mark.
Red Dead came out that year.
Really? Okay.
We're in 10 already, man. Super Mario Galaxy 2.
Worst in the franchise.
You didn't like Galaxy 2?
Well, I'm being smart. There's only technically there's only 2.
Okay. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Right? I mean,
I'm like,
in
really,
in
dude?
the Galaxy franchise, there's 2 games. There's Galaxy and Galaxy 2.
Naughty Bear. It should be on everybody's list. It sucked. We're only in July, dude.
Hey, Naughty Bear was fun for about 5 minutes.
Limbo came out that year.
Ugh.
We're gonna have to. You don't like Limbo?
No.
Jesus.
Being chased by a giant fucking spider. No.
Metroid Other M.
No. No.
Halo Reach. We're way over 10 already.
Reach? Worst in the franchise.
Kill you, dude. Kill you, then I'll pee on you. Medal of Honor was pretty good. Kirby's Epic Yarn. Super Meat Boy. Jesus Christ, dude. I don't know how we're going to pick 10 this year. Bloodstone came out that year. Fucking game was sick. Black Ops. Help me out here, dude. Donkey Kong Country Returns.
Oh, that was a good one.
Gran Turismo 5. Epic Mickey came out. Well, thank God we're at the end. I don't know. What do you want to do?
I have no idea.
There's like 15 good games
Yeah,
there.
that's what I'm saying.
Alright, well, we'll just go with the ones I have listed for now. Mass Effect, Bioshock 2, Heavy Rain, Bad Company 2, Ass Creed 2, God of War 3.
We should eliminate all sequels from the running.
Alan Wake, Red Dead, Super Mario Galaxy 2, Limbo, and Reach.
Okay.
That's a tough year. It's getting mad. You might have to do the next couple of years. I'd probably get 11 out of it.
Well, we'll let Tony run his phone down. Let him kill it.
2011. This one's going to suck too. 2011 was big.
Gears of War 3!
DC Universe Online.
I mean, now it's... But, like, at launch, it wasn't... I mean, you had to pay for it.
Alright.
It was $60 for that game.
Back to the Future, Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Oh my god. This is going to be a mess.
Hey, you're the one that decided to do it this way.
What do you...
You tell him, Ace! Only pick 10.
Shit. I'm like...
I believe in here. I'm going to sum up this whole thing for Tony right now. I believe Uncharted 3 and Gears 3 launched in 2011.
They did.
Winner. Done.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Yep. That's it. No further discussion necessary.
Mortal Kombat.
Yes. Good
That
job.
would also mean Portal 2 release that year, which I haven't gotten to yet. Ooh, Brink. I'm kidding. Calm down.
I bought it.
L.A. Noire. Was that a big deal?
Kind of.
Infamous 2.
I'm sure it'll get bumped. It's probably the most boring show that we've had just because the lulls in conversation.
Don't worry about it. I explained it at the top of the show.
Yeah, I know.
It'd be
I'm just
fucking
saying.
weird like this. No. Skipping a lot here. Resistance 3. Fuck you.
Ew. Worst in the franchise.
Gears 3.
Yes. What?
Rage, Just Dance 3, Dead Rising 2, Forza 4 came out that year. Wow. It feels like it was Arkham City.
Arkham City, Forza, Gears, and Uncharted. Winner, chicken dinner. Done.
Uncharted 2. Payday came out that year.
Ew. Worst in the franchise.
There's only one at that point. Battlefield 3 came out that year. That was huge. It's the only thing that kind of got close to COD.
Mm-hmm. Which Call of Duty was that year?
In 11,
Yeah.
Modern Warfare 3, I think. We'll get to that verse. Yeah, Modern Warfare 3, it's right there. Sonic Generations came out that year.
Worst in the franchise.
Metal Gear HD. Or we'll keep... Oh, Skyrim. Jesus.
Yep. Because Call of Duty was on a Tuesday and Skyrim was on a Friday. So we worked both those midnights.
Saints Row 3.
NBA 2K...
Mario Kart 7.
NBA 2K12. Because I believe that was the one with Jordan on the cover. It was a big deal.
We're like at 15 right
It was the big deal. It was. It was the first time since Jordan versus Bird that Jordan was in a game.
All right, so this one's going to have to get truncated by the time we record, but we got Mortal Kombat, Portal 2.
We got our winner.
Infamous 2, Resistance 3, Gears 3, Forza 4, Arkham City, Uncharted 2, Battlefield 3, Skyrim, Saints Row 3, Mario Kart 7, and NBA 12.
Okay, Saints Row can off that list.
Fuck off. That game was awesome.
It's no Gears.
I'm not saying Gears should be the one to eliminate.
That's the year that wins. This show is over. There's no point in doing this podcast any further.
11 was pretty good.
11 is the year. 11 is the year.
Let's move. We got 2 more to go.
So we know in 5 years from now we're gonna have a great fucking year in video games.
If this is any indication, it's gonna kick ass. All right, let's go to. We got 2 more to go. 12 and 13. We'll close out the show. 12.
13 sucked. Beyond Two Souls, fucking Last of Us, Tomb Raider, BioShock, all
Infinite.
garbage.
It's just junk.
It's all garbage.
It's junk.
It is. It's all garbage.
Can kill you. What is this? This is not. John, 2012, you son of a whore.
What did you go to?
11 again. Fat Finger, 2012. No, we're good.
Fat Finger Broken Phone. What?
Just being a whore. Alright, no. Twisted Metal.
Yes! First game that I bought for my PlayStation.
Rayman Origins?
No.
Okay.
I know there's some Pokemons in there somewhere that you probably passed up.
Yeah, probably. Or
Ace!
Pokemon.
Ace!
Mass Effect 3 for the douches.
Mm-hmm. Fuck you guys.
I don't want to hear it when they come back on the
Yeah.
show. Like, oh, how did you bring in Mass Effect?
We should cut all the Mass Effects out and all the Fallouts out just because they're not here.
But I like Fallout.
Garbage. Worst.
Worst in the franchise. Oh, man.
Skyrim, you can go suck a duck to. You made a funny face.
He's trying to read on with Fez.
Ew. Ew.
I thought you were going to snap more than that. Tell you
No.
the truth. Walking Dead.
The good one?
Mm-hmm.
Walking Dead. Game of the year last year.
Diablo 3 was big.
Ace! Stop chewing on your harness, freak.
Freak!
Diablo 3, worst in the franchise.
Probably is, actually. Binding of Isaac. Screw you guys.
Ew.
Worst in the franchise. Lollipop Chainsaw!
Greatest game ever. Achievement for looking up the chick's skirt.
Spec Ops.
Yeah, come on now. Now, come on. I let you have it last
The
year.
Line.
Don't start that shit again.
It's in there. It's too late.
Luckily, the Notebook stays at my house.
I come back next week. It's just Gears of War every single game.
Including Judgment. It's bad, but it's good.
It's pretty good.
Worse than the franchise. Still better than Spec Ops.
Oh, man.
Skyward Sword?
New Super Mario Bros. 2.
Skyward Sword? Skyward Sword,
Isn't
yeah.
it later?
Yeah, but it's that year.
It's 12? Wasn't it 11? Didn't we miss it
Did we?
by accident? I think that was an 11.
Yeah, it was 11. 11 wins! Skyward Sword, worse than the franchise. Still wins!
This is bad.
What?
There's a lot of ones on here, too.
Uh-huh.
Borderlands 2.
Worthy nod.
Castle Crashers.
Definitely.
That couldn't have been 12. Oh, on Windows.
Oh.
Dishonored.
No.
Retro City Rampage.
No.
Legends. Rocksmith.
No.
We need 2 more.
Well, you'll get there.
Hotline Miami.
No.
Assassin's Creed 3.
No. I mean, technically, yeah, but no. Worse than the franchise.
Halo 4.
See? Told you.
Missing one. Wonder Book.
Yes.
Yes. Ooh, the Wii U launched. Let's get some Wii U love. What was the best game to launch with? Mario? I don't fucking know. Persona 4 Golden launched. That was huge.
Ugh.
I don't like it either. It's a big game, dude.
Well, Monster Hunter launched for the Wii U, or something, one of them.
Far Cry 3.
Ew.
What do you mean, ew?
Worse than the franchise.
I think that's the one that's going to have to win, isn't it?
No, there's something else there.
What else? What am I
I don't
missing?
know. I don't know, but you're missing something.
It's not Far Cry? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. Start at January, yeah.
Find something. That's really it, man. Zombie U.
Better than Far Cry.
Hitman Absolution.
Sure. There's something else there. Something like Gran Turismo.
There's only one this whole generation. We skipped over it.
Prologue.
Unfinished Swan.
No.
No.
Where's Fable 3 on the list? Why
It's
is
not
that?
on there.
Why is that not mentioned?
So we're picking good games.
Spore. What? Spore was good. I'm just looking at the collection behind me now. Look.
You just keep going off that.
City of Heroes going.
Resident Evil 6.
Ugh.
I let you have 5, so lick my balls.
Ugh.
And 13. Probably do this one half off memory.
Ascension.
Tomb Raider. Ascension. Was
God
that
of
this
War.
year?
No, was it? I thought it was.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. Judgment. All right. Obviously, these are not great games, but they're big games.
Yeah.
BioShock.
GTA 5.
Mm-hmm.
BioShock Infinite.
Last of Us. Beyond Two Souls.
Last of Us. Beyond Two Souls. New Zelda.
Link Between Worlds.
Yeah, I'm already at 8, and we didn't even look at the list yet.
We don't have to. Let's put the phone down.
You put
Forza 5. Dead Rising 3. Rise. Killzone. Killer Instinct.
Killer Instinct. Ugh.
Where's
Let me see if
the
we're missing.
franchise?
Let me see if we're missing anything big. I know we're missing Pokemon, but
Pokemon. Well, it's where I'm telling you, man. I mean, that is
Fine.
that is the franchise that is keeping the DS alive.
Pokemon X and Y.
That is the franchise that is keeping the DS alive.
We have 10 already. I didn't even need to look at the list.
I know we didn't even get to last year. I would have honestly for 2011, where we're reaching. You can fill it in as a filler if you want, but WWE 13 has to be on that list because that was the Attitude Era game, and that's when they kind of redid some shit from it. So
Okay.
I would include that.
WWE 13.
I mean, they do sell decent.
Yeah, we still missed, like, 2013, we forgot Missionary, like Resident Evil, Luigi's Mansion, Explosion Man, there's a lot of good ones.
Explosion Man's not 2013.
Battle Block Theater.
Battle Block Theater. Explosion Man's not 2013.
No, it was older. Why is it on this thing?
Maybe it's mobile.
Could be. Oh, Miss Explosion Man. Number 2.
It's not 2013 either.
You sure?
Yeah.
Don't Starve, I hear, was really good. I haven't personally played it.
Whatever year Minecraft came out, we missed Minecraft.
I don't know when it came out.
Yeah, I have no fucking idea.
Yeah, it was a lot of reviews.
Arkham Origins, worse than the franchise, still better than half the games on the list.
We have 10.
Yeah. So we're good for now?
I'm just making sure we didn't miss something like, oh my god.
You got GTA. Because there was really a lull there for a while, at least for me, because you guys were playing your PS3 games. Like Beyond and Last of Us when I was going... That's when I went back into the Uncharted, so...
Wolf Bug Eyes. We don't know how that turns out yet, though.
Yeah. It's still...
This is a big year. There's a lot of good ones. Metroid.
I'm supposed to yell at you.
About what?
Because you still haven't brought Angry Andy or Tomb Raider. Do you still have it?
Yeah. I want sell games.
And bring it. You did once, didn't you? Bring in a bunch of games to me? Like $200 in credit? I think you do like a cleanup like once every 4 years.
Yeah, it's just, it was crap like NBA 06 and shit.
You got like $200 out of it, so shut up.
Yeah. Oh, that's that. Wow, I'm tired. That one fucking wore me out. Jesus.
So now you see how shit works, except half the time
we do this off the air all the time.
Yeah,
though.
we don't do this.
This is how the sausage gets made, people.
It's disgusting, isn't it?
Oh, crap. So, hopefully you guys agree with some of what we're saying. Let us know if there's any glaring omissions that we may have missed that we could easily bump some of these games out, because this was real quick. Like I said, this isn't like the 10 definitive games. It's just like when we look back and we're like,
we want to be able to pick what year was the best year.
When we're talking, when we're like 07 versus, like, say we're saying just like, for example, 06 versus 07. And Jason feels real strongly about 06. I'm like, come on, dude. And he's like, Cameo came out in 06. I'm like, dude, come on. You're telling me Cameo was better than BioShock. And we could fight each other like that. You know what I mean?
The outfit was better than BioShock. Anything. Barbie's Horse Adventure.
Yeah.
Better than BioShock. Worse than
the Olsen
franchise.
Twins Playhouse Adventures 2. Because the first one had frame rate issues.
Imagine Horse Trainer 7.
Just imagine it on the next gen consoles. So please comment on our
Scribble Knots.
Please comment on our game of the year, our upcoming game of the generation of the year, and the episode 100. Leave us everything in the comments, please, please, please.
Nobody's gonna leave any comments.
There's gonna be 0 comments this week.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Somebody let me know if they made it through this week's episode, or if it was just like, fuck this, I'll tune in next week. Mm-hmm. Somebody let me know if you saw this.
Did you make it to this point?
Did you make it to the end? All right. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. This has been episode 95, part 2. Catch us next week, same time, same place.